I think more and more because this was a thing all the way back when I was in college, but I think it's all the way full fledged now. Wrestle-offs are a really bad way to determine the team.
Hmm.
It is the most fair because if one guy can beat the other guy, you put him out there and then you don't debate it. But I feel like less and less teams are actually determining their team via the wrestle-offs when there is a close scenario. They're way, way, way more likely to consider open results in tournaments. I think they were starting to do that while I was in college, but I think it was very like controversial. Like people would get really mad if Christian beat JD in a wrestle-off, but JD's the starter because he does better in tournaments.
Yeah,
What do
it's
you think about that?
crazy. I mean, I think it's pretty much how every team looks at it. Like
At
you'll
this
do
point.
wrestle offs are a good thing to have for a couple
Except Team
reasons.
USA.
For a couple reasons. One, you've got
That was good, JD. That was good.
well,
That was good.
no, they're not on the same team, guys. Well,
Well, define a team.
well, thanks
Team
to Penn,
USA. He
Penn
said
State.
Team
Now,
USA.
now they are. A lot of them are teammates. I think it's a pretty different scenario. Yeah, I think collegiately, when you can, with no risk, send guys to a bunch of different tournaments and compare. That's what it's all about. You're trying to start the guy who has the best chance of winning matches and winning tournaments.
Okay, well, theoretically, you could kind of force a whole bunch of the Team USA guys to go somewhere, right? Or no?
I don't know if
If
you
you
could
said here are the requirements, people wouldn't like it. And listen, I'm just spitballing here. I'm not saying this is off the top of my head because JD just said something that was funny and smart. But theoretically, you could say a requirement of being on Team USA is that you attend X, Y, and Z tournaments, and so we have a great gauge on how you're going to do internationally. We could do that, right?
Theoretically, yes.
I have no idea. I don't. That sounds pretty outside how.
But you could.
You have to
could
get-
say if you
well,
don't
no,
do this
what I-
many matches at these tournaments, then you're not eligible for the trials or whatever.
Yeah, maybe you could do that. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
I don't think it'll make. I mean, well, one, you can't just like make up a process. Like they have to get it approved and stuff. So I don't know if you
Well, I
could.
understand. So sometimes I don't know if you know this, Christian. Sometimes we're the brains of these organizations. We spitball ideas on here, and then all of a sudden, magically, 6 months later, they change. And listen, I don't want to be taking credit or nothing, but sometimes we can have some influence. Sometimes
Yeah.
you listen to us, and they think they got a point, and then
Yeah.
they start looking into it.
Yeah, I don't think we need. I just don't want to re-kick up the process thing because I think it's just bad and
I love
pointless.
processes.
And I think
Well, you are saying this is the better way to determine a college team.
Yeah,
I think collegiately you could enter guys in all these terms. It's different to, take guys to. Well, one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't think it makes as much. I think it's a little more simple. One, the guy that wins the match 99.9% of the time is the better option.
Ooh, I don't want to say that. Okay, listen, it's a high number, not 99. 99 is way too high.
I guarantee you. All right, for 10 teams, 10 weights, there will be one time a guy wins a wrestle-off and is not the better option. I bet.
Well, hold on, but okay, but so
That would be 90%.
no, you're saying with college teams, and the thing with college teams is generally speaking, if there's two really uber elite guys, one of them is either going to move a weight class, right? They're going to go up or down, so they're not competing, or move to another team. So we're not having like the best versus the best. And I think with Team America, I 99% is way too high. It's more than 50 for sure, but is it 80? Oh, I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, we're just going to rehash the trials process, but the
I don't
level
know if you know
of
this. People,
the
they like
level
hearing
of
us
rigor involved with just making it to Final X is insane. You have to have either won an international tournament or you need to win multiple. You need to win a lot of matches to get into Final X against. And Team USA is a very adequate proving ground now. Maybe it wasn't always, but now it is. So if you're able to navigate an open and a trials or medal at Worlds, you've proven your medal, that you're not just a guy who can specifically beat a teammate. And there's a difference between beating a teammate, a guy you wrestle every day in the room, and beating someone that even the Penn State guys, they're very limited and based on the interviews how much they're training together, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's as much stock. Whereas on a college team, they probably wrestle a whole lot more together.
And there's something like on a college team, when you join a college team, basically submitting yourself to that coach per se, versus it has to be more legally fair in a
USA.
Olympic process.
Yeah. I mean, candidly, if we had gone by y'all's idea, we would have said.
Well, I'm just spitballing here. Don't be trying to stick stuff to me. I'm just saying, hey, let's. I'm getting together with my buddies in the morning. It's Monday morning. Let's just brainstorm some ideas. That's all I'm saying.
The one example I can think of is Nick Suriano winning that tournament that had the actual Olympic trials final in it, and he wasn't part of it. So we would have sent Suriano and not Gilman, who got bronze in 2021.
How do we? Maybe Suriano would have got silver.
Maybe he would have. Maybe he would have won it.
Well, don't forget also, it's when in these like college wrestle-offs, it's not just a wrestle-off or just open results or dual results. It's a combination of everything.
Yeah,
it's taken into place too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's really, really rare when you think college teams. If we can talk about that, I think it's super rare that teams aren't starting the best option, and it's almost always the guy that would win the ranking match, anyways. But sometimes you get it every now and again. You get a Kassar Rashid situation, a Clark Gilman situation, and it goes down the line a little bit.
But you see what I'm saying about it's not it's more infrequent at the college level because people could either change weight classes in a college that are close together and or change teams if it's like two really, really elite guys who both want to wrestle a specific weight class.
Yes.